Okay, so hi everyone. You're welcome to TCL-58. Officially, we've been chatting on Slack for nice to meet you all on the call, and I'm super excited, as I've said so many times, to get this cohort started. And I'm very sure you're going to have fun doing it. It's going to be very beneficial to you because I've been here for a long time and I've seen it impact a lot of people. So I know it's definitely going to help your tech career. And we're here to, help as much as we can. So yeah, as I said on Slack, we're going to do a round of introduction, just to get to know ourselves more. So we're going to take names, pronouns, your location, where you're joining from, and then your hobbies outside of, the writing code. What else do you do? Yeah. So after that, we're going to take the module on Git and then go through the issues. So I'm going to start. My name is Chamaka. I'm based in Nigeria. I work as a software engineer for a German company in Berlin. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and my hobbies, I like watching movies. I like going out, just like hanging out and sitting outside and, and visiting friends too. Thank you. So I pass it over to Rida.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the Collab Lab again. I am Reda. I am a junior front-end developer based in Morocco. My pronouns is he, him, and hobbies. I love watching anime and reading manga. Also traveling, but I haven't been doing much lately. And I will pass it to Ibrahim.
Hello,
Hi,
can you hear me
Ibrahim.
now?
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm Ibrahim Abdul Basit. Please, can everyone hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm Ibrahim Abdul Basit. Currently I'm a medical doctor. I practice in one of the private hospitals, but I have this interest in tech and I've been learning React for a while. So I want to further my knowledge of React and collaboration with other people and how tech software are developed and all, and that's what brought me to this Collab Lab program. And what else about me? My hobby outside tech is anything related to sports or medicine or finances. So I think that's all about me for now.
Nice to meet you, Ibrahim.
Yes, and you too.
All right. So whom are you passing it to?
I'm passing it to Khadija.
Hello guys, my name is Khadija Gorzo. I'm from Nigeria. I'm a computer science student and my pronouns are she, her, hers. Nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you, Khadija.
Okay. I'm passing to Alessandra.
Thank you, Khadija. Yeah, I'm Alessandra. I am Italian originally, but I live in Germany, particularly in Berlin. My pronouns are she, hers, she, her, hers. And in my spare time, I like to be in nature. That's why I'm in this very remote side of Germany, surrounded by nothing but sea and forest. I'm particularly enjoying it with my tiny rescue dog. And yeah, that's it about me. Nice to be here. Happy to work together. And I'm passing the mic to Peace.
Hi everyone, my name is Peace Sandy and my pronouns are she, her, hers. I'm currently learning front-end development and I think I love to watch vlogs my free time. Nice meeting you guys.
Hi, Faith. Nice to meet you too. Thank you, everyone. So yeah, now we're going to quickly go into the Gate learning module. I'm going to put on my screen real quick. All right. Okay, so we're going to talk about Git because we're going to use it a lot, during the duration of the 8 weeks to version our code and then to store our code on GitHub, because we are not all in the same place and we're going to be working on one repo. So it's really important we understand the concept of, code versioning. So what we're going to cover creating and switching branches, staging changes, saving changes in history, sending changes to GitHub, getting the latest changes, and then getting your changes into main. Everything here. So these are a few Git terms that we need to know, that come in handy every day. So there's a repository, repo for short. So it's just a collection of files, where we store the code. It's a collection of files containing your code, basically. That's called the repository. And then the remote is the origin repo, somewhere online. It's always online. So that's why it's remote. It could be GitHub, it could be GitLab, accessible to everyone. So there's the branch. It's just a working copy of the repo. And then there's always the main or master branch, which is the source of truth. And it's usually the default branch to tell GitHub what your default branch is. And that's where you check out from, basically. Then there's a commit. The commits are a set of changes you make to the repo. So the head represents the last commit. They're just a set of changes that you make, to the repo, and you make those changes in form of commits, different changes. And then there is a pull request, of course. So these are the how or why changes should merge, how or why changes should merge main. So they are called the pull request. So how you want your changes to be made and how and why you want to make, that would be the commit, the pull request descriptions, what the pull request is doing, the feature, etc, and everything. We're going to see that later. And then it says specific to GitHub. You might also see merge requests in the case of GitLab, but they all mean the same thing, just different terms for different platforms. All right, so this is just a demonstration of what actually happens when a lot of people, like a team, for example, are working on a particular branch, on a particular repo, like we're going to be doing, So this is just like a representation, a tree-like representation of what actually happens. So there is the initial commit when you initially create this project, the very first commit, and then you push it to GitHub to store it there. And then later you add a commit called the add button. So you did a button component and then you push it to the initial repo, the main branch that you created. And then someone else joins the team and they pull down the repo and they're trying to add their own branch. They're trying to add their own feature. So usually they'll branch off from the main branch. They'll create their own branch, add their own commits, which in this case is called add styles. And after that, they add another commit, which is add tests, still on their own local branch, not in the main yet. And then while all that is going on, somebody else, maybe a second teammate, is also, working on the same project and they've added update text. Since you branched off, somebody else added, update text. So it's now in the main branch, while your own branch still has the first two commits and then your own commits. Let's see how that comes together now. And then, of course, you're done with your changes, you've added the art styles, you've added the art text, and then you create a pull request and merge into main. So this is how everything turns out in the end. Once you merge, you have the initial commit, you have the initial add button, the first commit after the initial one. And then you have the update text that your teammates added while you branched off. So it comes first before yours because it was merged into the main branch before yours. So that's why it comes first. Then immediately after that, of course, you added your own 2 commits, which comes next. So basically that's what actually happens, very low level, what happens when a lot of people are contributing to one repo. This is how Git structures the whole thing. So that when you come to the main branch, eventually you can see all of this commits. That's one look. Okay. So these are the commands, but you can see some, I think it's an extension of VS Code that shows you commits like this. If you can see the background, I don't know if, yeah, my contrast is showing. So if you can see the background, you can see what we just saw. This is the main branch, kind of somebody branched off and then branched off again. So that's basically it, a tree with different branches and then meeting somewhere else when, the commits and the branches are merged into the main branch. So we're going to see some of the commands to achieve that. So we're going to start from branching, of course. So you're working on a project, you pull it down like most of you have done. And then you're trying to work on your own feature. You're trying to implement your feature. So first of all, you're going to pull out from the main branch and branch off to your own branch. So let's say your feature is called a cool feature, whatever it is, you're adding a button, you're adding a div or whatever. So you're going to run a git checkout cool feature, to create that branch. And then, so when you add the dash B flag, it means create a new branch and then check out all in one line. So switching to an existing branch or creating a new branch with dash B option. So you make any changes you want on the working branch, the remove project won't be affected by anything you do, which is the essence of branching. So if the branch is already existing, this is a command, git checkout to the branch, already existing branch. But if you're adding the dash B flag, it means you're creating the new branch and then you're immediately checking out to the new branch. And then you're done making your changes, building your features, in this case, adding a button, and then you want to push it to GitHub and then have it merged into the main so that your teammates can have a look and pull it down too. So what you do is to add the file that you just worked on. You git add the paths to the file. So in this case, button.js. Add it, or if you have a lot of files, instead of having to type them out all at once, you can just stage all files at once with git add -a, and then you add all the files, commit all of them basically. Sorry, stage all of them, not commit. This is staging. So now to commit your changes, we use the git commit command. So what that does is that it takes staged changes and commits them to Git. So this creates a saved record of changes to the code base. So you've done your changes, you're very okay with what you did, and then you want to commit them for real. So git commit does that, saves all the changes to the code base. And git commit comes with a few options which can be combined. So when you just write git commit, it opens an editor for you to write a message. And then when you use -m flag, it means you can immediately write your commit message on one line. So git commit -m, then the name of your commit message. And commit messages are just, something that describes what you worked on. In this case, updating heading text. And it's usually important for you to have descriptive commit messages, speaking from experience, because you might want to make reference to your commits in the future, and then you're confused about what particular commit message or that particular commit, and you can't find it. In my case, I was using fixbug up to 5 times. I wanted to go back to it. I couldn't even find what I was looking for because I had a lot of fixbugs. So don't do that. So it's very important to use a very descriptive commit message for reference. So when you use the -a flag, it stages any tracked files to the commit. And when you use -am, it stages tracked files and accepts an inline commit. Yeah. So as you can see as an example here, git commit -am, adding details layout. So it stages and then commits all at once because it combined the A and M flag. All right, so you've committed, it's still in your local branch. How do you now take it up to GitHub so that, or wherever your team store their code, it could be GitLab, it could be GitHub. So you do that with git push, basically. So it takes all the commits and uploads them to the remote. Remember we said remote refers to, a software somewhere where you keep where your repos are, and your repos contain files of your code. So in order to push those local changes to remote, use git push. So arguments and options tell Git where to send the commit. So if you put origin, it refers to the source where the repo was originally cloned from, the main branch. Then if you put -u, so it adds an upstream reference. So let me show you here. So it's just basically saying that when you put git push -u origin cool features, so you're just saying that I'm pushing this origin refers to the remote where you pull down the origin of the code, the repo where you're pushing it to. So when you use a -u flag, you're just setting an upstream reference to that remote so that the next time you push, Git already knows the upstream where you're pushing to. So git push can work the second time you're going to push. So git push -u just sets upstream reference to the remote. This only needs to be done once per branch. Afterwards, Git knows where to send the commits without arguments. So after you use the -u once, git push can now work. So you don't need to tell it, okay, this is a remote I'm pushing to, and this is the branch I'm pushing to. It knows because of the -u flag the previous time you used it. All right, so you've pushed to GitHub, and then you've created a pull request, which we'll see later, and then you've merged possibly, and now you want to work on, for example, an accordion. You want to work on the next feature. And remember, while you're working locally, your teammates are also working, and then they're adding their own changes and merging it to Subin. So you need to always stay updated, locally. So in order to pull other people's code and just to update your local branch, you use git pull. That's just the opposite of git push. Use git pull, of course, to check out to the main branch that you want to update. In this case, the main, which is our default branch, and then you git pull the main branch before you can check out to a new branch to avoid conflicts, which we'll see later too. All right. So this is the UI. This is GitHub. Assuming you and your teammates are using GitHub. So this is the UI, screenshot of how to make a pull request. So you push a new branch, and then you're going to see a button by the side far right for you to open a pull request on the new branch. And then you're always going to select which branch you want to merge it into, mostly main or dev, develop, according to what your team set up for that. So once you click on this, you'll be shown where to write your, pull request description and everything, and then subsequently make a pull request. And then there is merge conflicts. Yeah, so merge conflicts is caused when Git cannot figure out how to resolve changes to the same file. So let's say you're working on a file, a button.js, for example. So you changed something, you made a few changes and pushed to GitHub. Then your teammate made a few changes too and also pushed. So the second person that is going to merge their code into main, Git is going to be confused. Like your teammate a second ago made changes to the same file, and now you're bringing another change. Which one do I accept, or which one is the correct one? That's just, merge conflicts, and you're going to see it a lot. It doesn't mean your code is bad. It doesn't mean you've broken something. It just means that Git is confused about which changes is to keep and which one we should discard. So Git will need to know what changes should get saved in the file. So you need to talk with your team, or if you're the one solely handling the project with feature, so you should be able to know, what code to keep and what code to not keep. So this is VS Code UI. There is accept current change. There is accept incoming change, and then you can also accept both changes. So the incoming change is the branch. Current change is your branch. The incoming change is the change that you're trying to merge your branch into. So if, for example, your branch is full feature, for example, so accept current changes full feature your branch. Accept incoming is probably from main, that you're trying to synchronize, merge your branch into. So incoming is the main, and then you can also choose to accept the both changes, meaning that, both of them are correct. You don't need to remove anyone. Yeah, so once you do that, you merge the resolution and everything is okay. That's working again. Yeah. All right, so that's it. There are documentations here, and I'm going to share this on GitHub, on Slack, if you need to make reference every now and then. So there are documentations here you can make reference to, which is really helpful. I make reference to this website every single time at work, so it's really nice. There's also the Atlassian, just to get the commands in case you don't have all of them offered. Yeah, that's it. Any questions? I know that was a lot, but you don't have to grasp everything now. Obviously, you can always make reference to online, or you can even ask anybody if you forget any command. But are there any questions? So no questions. But did my network cut when I was in the presentation?
No, it was good.
All right. Okay, so if there are no questions, yeah, okay. So we can move over to the tasks for the week. As you already told during the orientation, you're going to be paired in twos, and each of the pair will handle one feature. So Reda is going to show us what we're working on this week.
All right. Thanks, Shamaka, for the presentation, and I need access for sharing my screen.
Are you able to share now?
Yeah, I am able. I just have too many windows
Alright.
open. I'm searching for the right one. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
All right. So this is the first issue we will be working on. Only two of you will be working on this issue, and the other pair will be working on the second issue. So we will start with this issue first, and then we will move on to the second one. So as a user, I want to read the names of all the items in my shopping list. This is the first task you have. The most important feature of our app is the ability to look at what's on the list so the user knows what they need to buy. So we have this list here in the Firebase Firestore. So this is the list you have, and it just have items that the user will need to buy. So the list component is the best place in our code to do that. In fact, this feature is already partially implemented. So the reading and fetching data is already implemented. And the list component is rendered on the list page. Because the navigation links are currently broken, you will have to type the path your browser at your browser address bar. So when you open the TCL-58 project now, the smart shopping list, you will notice that these links aren't working, and that's the second issue. So if you want to go to another page, so the list page in this that you need to write it here. So for example, list and hello from the list page. So that's it. And let's go to the acceptance criteria. The stream list items function is used in app.js to get the items in the current list from the Firestore database. So this function is already implemented for you. So you can notice here it's checked. So it's already implemented, and it's used in the app components. So the list is passed into the list component as from named data. So the data you are getting from this stream list function is passed to the list component as a prop. So this is also implemented. So the only thing left for you to do is in the list component, the list item component is used to render the name of each item. So the only thing left for you is to render the names of each item. So here are some notes here. Your only goal is to make sure that the names of the items render as expected. You may be tempted to modify the list item to show more information. You will do that later. So don't attempt to show more information about the items. The only task you are required to do is to show the name. So if you want to a peek at the future, this wireframe is what your list could look like closer to the end of the project. So this wireframe is just how I hate this bar of Zoom. Okay. So this wireframe is what your app look like in the future, but your only task is to output the name here, this name of the items. That's all what you have to do. But this is like a general idea of all the features that your app will have. And the second note is that the data you need is already being passed into the list component. So just what steps do you need to take in order to render it? So this is the first issue. Are there any questions about it? All right, if there isn't any question, I will go on to the second issue. Of course, you don't have to understand this issue right now, or it's just if you have any question later, you can always reach out to us in Slack. So the second task is, as a user, I want to be able to navigate to all the pages in the application by clicking the links in the navbar. So as I showed you before, there are these links here, but they are broken now. So they are not working. So the second task is to fix them. So the users need to be able to navigate between the pages of our application in order to access all of its features. There is a navigation bar in the layout component, but it's not quite feature complete. The links in the nav element don't actually allow the user to navigate from page to page. So these links right here aren't working. So even if I click them, there is nothing happening. Okay, so the acceptance criteria. The nav element is added to the layout component, and this is already done. So everything that is checked, it's already done. The links to the home list and add item pages of the app are in the nav element. And the task that you will have to do is the links all function as expected using the nav link components from the React Router DOM. So you will need to, I'm not sure if the React Router DOM is already installed, or they will need to install it. Anyway, that's for you to figure out later. And here is some notes here. The official docs for the navlink component. So this is the React Router documentations. Oh, it's not working. Let's see. Yep, it's not working.
So
Okay.
I'll find the correct link and post them.
Okay, can you please share it? Anyway, while a standard anchor element, so the anchor element is what you have now in the app. Will allow a user to navigate from page to page, but the navlink from the React Router is necessarily to add an additional behavior that is essential to our app functioning correctly. So that's it for the second issue. Any questions?
Actually, I have a quick question. Thank you, Reda. Everything is really clear. Maybe more general, because I'm not used to creating a React app with Byte. I always use create React app. Can you let us know what the command is to start the server?
Just npm start, same as React app.
Ah, interesting. Okay. Thank you so much. I thought it was different. Thank you.
No, you're welcome. Okay, so we will actually I will first assign the issues to the pairs, and then we will one of the pairs will share their screen to create a branch, just like a demo. So yeah.
Can you check the link now? I've updated it. Just FYI to the
Yeah, now it's working.
And then just quickly, Alexandra, just for future, reference, any projects you come on board on to see the commands to run the server or run build on or anything, you can find all of them on package.json file. So it's always there. So you can just check to start the dev server.
Let me see if I have it here. No, I don't have it here. Let me. So if you go here to the package.json, you will see, where is it, scripts. So those scripts are like for if you do npm start, they will start launch the development environment, build will build the project and so on. So for any projects, you will have this here. So those are the main scripts you can run. That's what Shamaka was talking about right now.
Yeah, thank you
Okay.
very much. I think, I don't know why, but maybe we can see later, or I can try to debug it. I did pull and I have everything, but if I put npm start on my repo, I receive write command not found. So that's why I asked.
Did you install the dependencies?
Yes, but I'll try to see. I'll try to see because yeah, everything that you mentioned just now makes sense. So yeah, I did npm install before as well, but I will let you know if the problem persists. Otherwise,
so I guess
I hope I
the
can.
problem. Sorry, Alessandra, to interrupt you. The problem, I guess, it's not you don't. It's not npm install. It's npm ci, if I remember good. For these projects, it's npm ci. Let me see real quick here. So to install the dependencies, I guess it's npm ci. Yeah, it's npm ci. So can you try, Alessandra, with npm ci to install the dependencies and then do an npm start?
Will do. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Sorry
you're
for
welcome. You're much welcome.
Sandy posted on the comment section that she has a question.
Yes, I do. Okay, for me, I've not worked with Fireside before. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it's used for. I don't know.
Oh, okay. So Firestore is just like a database where to store your data. And here in the first two issues, you will not do anything related to Firestore. So this function right here, the stream list items, is already like fetching the data for you. So you can actually like just read the documentation. Even the documentation is pretty much not good. So, but you can like either read the documentation to understand more the functionalities. Just like, for example, in the stream list items function. Let me see. The stream list function. Yeah. So you can maybe read about the on snapshots, what it's doing. You can read about the collection. So it's, or maybe you can find like a tutorial on YouTube or something like that to just to get an idea about how you can work with Firebase and Firestore. So basically it's just where we are storing the database. I hope I answered your question, Sandy.
Yes, you did. Thank you.
Yeah, very welcome. Okay, so is there any preferences? Okay, first let me see the pairs. Okay, we have Khadija and Alessandra. They will be working together, and we have Pace and Abraham. So is there any preferences who want to take the first issue?
I think me and Alessandra can take the first issue.
All right.
If she doesn't mind.
Yes,
yeah.
Great.
All right, okay. So, and of course, if the other pair, if all good.
Okay.
So I will go ahead and assign the first issue to. Okay, can you give me your GitHub usernames, please, for Alessandra and Khadija? Is it the same?
No, mine is Nora 1835.
Nora, okay. And by the way, glad it works, Alessandra. I didn't see the chat.
No problem. I just posted in the chat also mine.
Yep, I see.
Yeah,
okay.
there I am. Perfect.
So the first issue will go to Khadija and Alessandra, and the second one I will assign it to Ibrahim. Okay, I can't find you, Ibrahim. Let me try your name in Zoom.
Iblas.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. And Sandy, let me see. Yeah, here you are. Okay, so this is we are done with the issues.
So
And,
usually the teams, one of the teams or the two teams will share their screen so that we'll create your very first branch together, you know, just because you do it often. So we'll just do it together the first time and then you'll do it subsequently. So is any team ready with their laptop ready to share their screen? So does that mean you guys can create the branch yourselves at your own time?
I think I can share my own screen and then we can create the branch for our own issue first.
Yeah, all right.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
yes, we can.
So I believe the command is git checkout.
So before that,
right?
did you update your local main with the remote? Is it up to date?
I should think so, unless there was recent changes that were made, but let me just git pull to be sure. Okay.
Yeah, one change was made.
Okay.
All right, that's why it's good to always pull before checking out.
Okay, noted.
Yeah, so yeah, exactly.
What is the name of the issue again?
It's you can maybe just like rendering the names. It's up to you to choose the name. So the name of the issue is, as a user, I want to read the names of all the items in my shopping list. So it's up to you.
Read from database or something like that.
Items, sorry, from shopping list. Sorry. Is it okay?
Yeah, sure. It's up to you.
Okay. So that's it, I guess. Yeah.
So you're going to.
Congrats.
It's really nice. Congrats.
Thank you.
You're going to push now so that
Okay.
Khadija doesn't have to create again. She'll just pull. Sorry, I meant Alexandra.
Okay.
Yeah, so you didn't use the. Yeah,
I need to use git
upstream.
push. Okay.
Git push dash show, then origin, the name of your branch.
KG. Okay. Okay, so everything is set now.
All done.
Okay.
Yeah, so well done. You learned first, so you were able to
Yeah.
catch all that with the presentation. Nice one.
Yes, thank you. Okay, let me stop sharing.
So that's pretty much it. So that's just it. So I guess we're going to create a thread for you, so that to communicate from tomorrow or even today, you'll start meeting with your partner to discuss how to go about it. So we're going to create a thread that you can use so that it's easy to track the messages. And we also use threads a lot on Slack so that it's easy to track messages. Like if you have a question, you can write it on Slack and then anyone answering can use the threads. It's just easy to follow. Secondly, we are going to have office hours. I know you were told about it during the orientation. So it's going to be Radar that will do the office hours. He's going to communicate when it will be during the week, anytime, that you guys choose during it's just 1 hour to help you unblock or to ask any questions you have, anything at all. It's, office hours. So thirdly, nothing else. So see you on Slack and online, and please don't spend too much time on trying to solve a problem when you get blocked. Always reach out to us. So we try, it's 5 hours per week, and we try to keep it to that. So once any issue starts, giving you troubles, don't spend a lot of time and you check Google, check Stack Overflow, you still don't find a solution. Please tag us on Slack and we'll jump on it. Just create a thread with your question. All of us will look at it so that you'll be faster. Everyone will be faster. You can make your PR on time and not spend a lot of time on a question, on a problem. And ask questions, call attention to anything. We are basically here to help you unblock, so utilize it very well. Finally, on Sunday, I want to see the people I'm making calls with. So please come prepared to on your video. I'm not seeing any of you, and I want to see your faces. Okay, I can see Alexandra. All right, so I don't know what my teammates look like. I want to know you. I want to see you. So on Sunday, I'm hoping to see all of you, and that's just it. So bye, and catch you on Slack. Bye-bye.
It was nice to
Thank
meet you.
you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.